Howdy, howdy, y'all. It is another I Am That episode. Chapter 84. Your goal is your guru. Once again, we have a guru centric chapter. The last one was the true guru, and this one's your goal is your guru. So, and it's, once again, very guru centric. They're talking about, how do I know that I have when I found the right guru? It's kind of funny because a lot of it kind of almost reminds me of like the way the Nisargadatta Maharaj talks about it is almost like the same way one might talk about finding your soulmate. It's like, oh, you know it when you see it type of deal. Like, but I feel like that's an adequate. I feel like that's pretty equivalent of what these two are in a certain way, in that sense of you know it when you see it sort of deal. But this guy asking, and the questioner, I don't think he's asking anything too outrageous out of the ordinary for a questioner to be asking in this situation. The questioner, seems pretty, just curious about stuff. Curious about how one knows when you have the right guru. He even says, I must select my guru rightly. And of course, Maharaj responds by, be the right man, and the right guru will surely find you. But the questioner then accuses, you're not answering my question. How do I find the right guru? But I did answer your question. Do not look for a guru. Do not even think of one. Make your goal your guru. After all, the guru is a means to an end, not the end itself. He is not important. It is what you expect of him that matters to you. Now, what do you expect? And he says, by his grace I shall be made happy, powerful, and peaceful. And Maharaj then goes into this guy a bit. Because if you know anything about Nisargadatta Maharaj, he will have his moments. He will, I guess for lack of a better term, he like existentially just kind of slaps you around a bit. Like, he just will, he just loves at times messing with people's egos. And I think, and this is what he does. He does that in this scenario. What ambitions? How can a person limited in time and space, a mere body mind, a grasp of pain between birth and death, be happy? The very conditions of its arising make happiness impossible. Peace, power, happiness, these are never personal states. Nobody can say, my peace, my power, because mine implies exclusivity, which is fragile and insecure. I just love that. I just love how you have this like peace, happy. You can't be these things because he's trying to say because of your mindset. He always brings it back to, and he even mentions it. Because of your relationship. Body mind relationship. And this questioner even at one point says, "Oh, I think it's too strong of a grip." Uh, but no, there's a couple points in here I found really peculiarly interesting for this chap, just as a general thing. Um, One, when he talks about even this question. I have a guru, I love him very much, but whether he is my true guru, I do not know. And the way Maharaj responds to that, I like. Watch yourself. If you see yourself changing, growing, it means you have found the right man. He may be beautiful or ugly, pleasant or unpleasant, flattering you or scolding. Nothing matters except the one critical fact of inward growth. If you don't, well, he may be your friend, but not your guru. I just like that term. He may be your friend, but not your guru. And it's funny because, like I said, this part, like I said, it reminds me almost of how you might talk about like your soulmate. And you may, if you see yourself growing inside, you may have found the right person, right? So it's that's why I find intriguing. That's one part. It's like how, like I said, this way he talks about like a guru, almost like you might a soulmate. Um, which is fitting because I think the Nisargadatta Maharaj would argue in both instances that yeah, this is something from the universe itself. Both people are people that the universe is giving you in a way. Um, though he may say like a soulmate is more of a, I don't know how you would feel about soulmates and stuff. Well, I feel like he is typically, yeah, he typically is just like kind of live your life. You know, the spirituality stuff, you're always going to live a spiritual life, no matter what sort of life you live. So I think that's why he would argue. Anyways, the questioner then goes on this point. This next point was crazy. Sigaram Maharaj really, he really lays into like this, like just Western culture once again. He's done this a number of times, so it's not surprising, especially up to this point. You shouldn't be surprised, but it's just I just want to share this anyways. This is very funny. The questioner, when I met a European, when I meet a European with some education and talk to him about a guru and his teachings, his reaction is, "The man must be mad to teach such nonsense." What am I to tell him? Take him to himself. Show him how little he knows himself, how he takes the most absurd statements about himself for holy truth. He is told that he is the body, was born, will die, has parents, duties, learns to like what others like, and fears what others fear. Totally a creature of heredity and society. He lives by memory and acts by habits, ignorant of himself and his true interests. He pursues false aims and is always frustrated. His life and death are meaningless and painful, and there seems to be no way out. Then tell him there's a way out within his easy reach, not a conversation to another set of ideas, but a liberation from all ideas and patterns of living. Don't tell him about gurus and disciples. This way of thinking is not for him. His is an inner path. He is moved by an inner urge and guided by an inner light. Invite him to rebel, and he will respond. Do not try to impress on him that so and so is a realized man and can be accepted as a guru. As long as he does not trust himself, he cannot trust another, and confidence will come with experience. And so, like, and then even way question response. How strange! I cannot imagine life without a guru. It is a matter of temperament. You are too right for you singing the praises of God is enough. You need not desire realization, nor take up sadhana. God's name is all the food you need. Live on it. So, like I said, and this is like a moment where he really is showing that, yes, depending on the person, depending on a number of things, what their particular path is going to be different. So even like he's even saying, for a European, just being born from a particular culture, like you can go about this whole thing in a different, like really what you need in that particular moment is going to be completely different than what someone from another culture may need. So it's funny. Even though Nisargadatta Maharaj would make fun of educated people quite often, he really has this wisdom of like an educated person in a lot of ways, because he even understands this, that people from different cultures are different and have different mentalities and whatnot, and uses that to approach even spirituality itself. So I said it's very, very good. Very, like I said, this chapter is, I like it. I like it a lot. It's a good chapter. Has another good point in it. Almost forget. Is he talks about earnestness again? He's talked about this a few times in a few other chapters, and how it's like it's very, very important. In fact, the most important trait in a lot of ways, which I agree with. And he says, questioner, what makes one earnest? Actually, no, I would say before that. He because the questioner says, what makes one earnest? He asks this after Maharaj tells him this. You are never without a guru, for he is present in your heart. Sometimes he externalizes himself and comes to you as an uplifting and reforming factor in your life, a mother, a wife, a teacher, or he remains as an inner urge towards righteousness and perfection. All you have to do is obey him and do what he tells you. What he wants you to do is simple. Learn self-awareness, self-control, self-surrender. It may seem arduous, but it is easy if you are earnest, and quite impossible if you are not. Earnestness is both is necessary and sufficient. Everything yields to earnestness. And then that's when the question, what makes one earnest? Maharaj, compassion is the foundation of earnestness. Compassion for yourself and others born of suffering, your own and of others. Must I suffer to be earnest? You need not, if you are sensitive and respond to sorrows of others, as Buddha did. But if you are callous and without pity, your own suffering will make you ask the inevitable questions. And so it's like, it's interesting because he's even saying, like, the universe, the world out there will give you your gurus, will give you the things you need as long as you are sensitive, as long as you are able to pay attention and see these things. If you're too callous and too cold and just too self-absorbed, then suffering is what is necessary. Your own suffering is what will then be the means to hopefully slap you out of it eventually. I mean, that's why I feel I kind of picking up when he talks like this, and especially when uses even the Buddha. Just use this example of someone who's like, yeah, Buddha didn't. He wasn't the poor person. He wasn't the poor person starving or the old person. At that moment, he was just merely witnessing these people. He was merely witnessing suffering of others. He was this prince, and yeah, obviously everyone knows the story of Buddha, but it's just this perfect. It's this interesting, how the Nisargadatta Maharaj is showing you, like, technically, I mean, there is this other means. If you are sensitive to others and compassionate towards all around you, yeah, then you're not going to necessarily need to suffer in the same way as someone who is so self-absorbed in their own world would. Actually, right after this, the questioner then says, I find myself suffering but not enough. Life is unpleasant but bearable. My little pleasures compensate me for my small pains, and on the whole, I am better off than most of the people I know. I know that my condition is precarious, that a calamity can overtake me at any moment. Must I wait for a crisis to put me on my way to truth? Maharaj, the moment you have seen how fragile is your condition, you are already alert. Now keep alert, give attention, inquire, investigate, discover your mistakes of mind and body, and abandon them. Where is the energy to come from? I am like a paralyzed man in a burning house. Maharaj, even paralyzed people sometimes find their legs in a moment of danger. But you're not paralyzed. You merely imagine so. Make the first step and you will be on your way. And then this is where question. I feel that the hold on the body is so strong that I cannot give up the idea that I am the body. It will cling to me as long as the body lasts. There are people who maintain that no realization is possible while alive, and I feel inclined to agree with them. Maharaj, before you agree or disagree, why not investigate the very idea of a body? Does the mind appear in the body or the body in the mind? Surely there must be a mind to conceive the I am the body idea. A body without a mind cannot be my body. My body is inevitably absent when the mind is in abstinence. It is also absent when the mind is deeply engaged in thought and feelings. Once you realize that the body depends on the mind and the mind on consciousness and consciousness on awareness and not the other way around, your question about waiting for self-realization until you die is answered. It is not that you must be free from the I am the body idea first and then realize the self. It is definitely the other way around. You cling to the false because you do not know the true. Earnestness, not perfection, is the precondition to self-realization. Virtues and powers come with realization, not before. So once again, flipping this all around, saying like, hey, no, this is not, you can't have your, you can't, essentially he's just saying you can't run before you walk. I feel like that's a lot of he's saying, it's like, you're trying to run before you walk here, man, just walk. Especially fitting since, using the paralyzed person as a metaphor there. And just saying, like, you just think it's all up in your head. Obviously with an actual, And that's why I like how he even says, but you aren't even paralyzed. Like, you're not even paralyzed, so calm down. Like, you just imagine yourself so because of this body, because of this idea of you being a body. That all you are is just this, like, that you're just this meat bag of flesh. No, you're far, far more than that. Because of this awareness, because of consciousness, because of all these things, is ultimately a part of this bigger thing. So, anyways, I'd say I've been rambling a bit much. Just like it was a very intriguing chapter, especially like these past ones. Being both of them being so guru centric. It's fun. And on that note, I will also share another picture. You know how I am. I always love these pictures. And there he is himself. He's about to go on the walk. I feel that. In fact, I probably might do that soon myself. Might have to walk the doggies soon. So I'll let you all go. Talk to y'all later. Peace and Hare Krishna to you all. Peace out.